Hi Sai Karate Illuminati, this is Noah, and today we're going to go over the top 5 strikes for self-defense. Now the first strike we're going to go over is the hammer fist strike. This is where you make a closed fist, and it doesn't really matter how you make that fist as long as you don't put your thumb inside of your fingers. And you're going to strike either with the bottom of that fist or pretty much anywhere along the ulna bone, which is on the bottom edge of your forearm. Now, the hammer fist is very often used to strike down, and it's a very powerful strike when used that way. And we can use it that way in self-defense, but it's important to remember that we want to attack areas of the body that are more vulnerable to injury or more susceptible to pain. And while we could potentially break someone's collarbone with this, that does require more strength and isn't the most directly effective target that we might have available. Instead, we want to look at striking into the neck as well as the temple or side of the jaw with this particular technique. You can also strike low into the groin if that's accessible to you. Now the second technique we're going to look at is the elbow strike. Now there's a lot of different ways to throw elbow strikes, but all of them can be very effective and damaging tools for use in self-defense. Now, while you can use elbows to attack a person's body, unless you are in a position such as being held from behind, where that's all you can really strike to, it's probably better to focus your attacks on the head. The third technique we're going to take a look at is the palm heel strike. And this is where you open your fingers as far as you can get them to open and strike with the bottom or heel of your palm. Now, of these first 3 techniques, the palm heel strike is more difficult because it's very easy when throwing palm strikes to end up pushing your attacker rather than actually striking them. And it has a different feel to it that is something that you really need to develop by striking a target. Now, the palm heel strike is not well suited to attacking the body at all. It is much better used attacking the head and face. The fourth strike we're going to take a look at is the knee strike, which is a very effective way to use your legs as weapons, but it's important that you don't try striking too high where it's easy to get your leg grabbed. Now, while knee strikes to the head and face are very effective, they put you at a greater risk of being taken to the ground because you have to lift your knee so much higher to reach that target, or you have to have a lot more control over your opponent's head so that you can bring it down to where it's easier to strike. With that in mind, it's better to keep your knee strikes below the waistline, aiming at the lower stomach or the groin or the legs. The fifth and final strike we're going to go over today is the stomp kick. Now there's a couple different ways to do the stomp kick, either outward like this or across like this. Either one can be a very effective tool in your self-defense arsenal. Now, as I mentioned with knee strikes, anytime you have to bring your leg up off the ground, it is at risk of being grabbed and you being thrown to the floor. That's why you should keep your kicks targeted below the waist. With stomp kicks, the best target is going to be the knees, preferably pushing them backward or out to the side.